You know, there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Man, this stuff rocks.
We are Mirrored Image, and you're listening to
BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews, and today it's an honor and a huge privilege to welcome back local group Mirrored Image. Mirrored Image have released their new album, Everything Means Nothing to Me, and it's out now. This album is the follow-up to 2019's album, Prisoner, and we got the guys sitting right here with me right now. I'll let you guys introduce yourself, then we'll get right into this bad boy, so go ahead.
All right, I'm Mark Chaney.
I'm Elijah Purvis.
I'm Dylan Belcher.
I'm Evan Compton.
So, guys, what have you been up to during this pandemic other than talking and promoting this new album, Everything Means Nothing to Me? What have you guys been doing other than this? Because I know everybody's going crazy during this crap.
Learning Spanish.
Really?
Sí, español es muy divertido.
I have no idea.
Went hard on Duolingo.
Duolingo es muy divertido.
Brother, let me tell you, I've been in my house for the past 7 months. You know, I couldn't really leave anywhere because, you know, I've been living with my grandmother, so didn't want to risk exposing her to any of the virus or nothing. But I finally moved out now. I'm in an apartment now with my fiance, so things are looking up now.
Good deal.
Well, most of the main beginning of it, we already had scratch tracks for the most part, and we knocked out because I didn't have to work, Evan didn't have to work, Purvis didn't have to work, nothing like that. So we would just go hard for a solid month, and we knocked the whole album out. That's the easiest recording process I think we've ever had. And when we weren't doing that, I was sitting around we were all jonesing to get switches really bad, and you couldn't find them anywhere. So I just dug out my Super Nintendo, played through a whole bunch of games I've never beat. It was awesome.
What about the retro? Have you got the retro?
My brother does. Also, shout out to John. He's done all our recordings and everything, and he's recorded a lot of other local bands since. But I played his a little bit. It rules. A whole bunch of hard-to-find RPGs and stuff.
Yeah, I've got the retro. It's sitting over here, actually. I've been playing it a little bit, but I was going to trade it, and I changed my mind. So, yeah. Mario All-Stars. That's it for me.
Oh, man, yeah.
That's my favorite one. So this is your guys' third album in the Mirrored Image catalog. Did you guys think you would have 3 albums as a local band out by this time since you guys started?
I figured one of us would be on drugs by now and would have broken up the band in some way or another. But it hasn't happened yet.
Then we'd have to have VH1 behind the storytellers behind the music.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
About 2020, man.
Oh, wow.
We've all been talking about it, though, so it may or may not come.
I'm kind of interested in crack.
Oh, jeez. BODS Mayhem Hour does not condone the use of drugs. Nay.
No divertido.
So were you guys a little nervous releasing this album right now, especially during this pandemic? And a lot of bands are putting stuff out, and there's no touring. There's not a whole lot of venues around here to do shows. So, I mean, for you guys, it would make a lot of sense to put this out right now. Am I correct?
Well, it's kind of weird because we would definitely like to be playing shows, but honestly, even the big bands that I've seen release stuff this year, nobody's album has really done much of anything, you know? So I figured it doesn't matter one way or another. I just figured we already have this album done. What's the point in sitting on it and waiting a year and being tired of it or even more? Might as well let people hear it and, you know, hopefully get the chance to listen to it and like it and find out their favorite songs. That way, whenever it does pick back up, you know, we can already know what people's favorites are and be able to work out a better set list because of that.
So would you guys rather put an album out now or sit on an album? Because I interviewed a guy the other day who said that they were waiting to put out their album in 2021. I mean, you've got other stuff that you guys have worked on. I mean, to me, it's like get this out here and be done with it and then go ahead and put this other stuff out too.
Yeah.
after this?
Yeah, I would definitely rather just put it out, because if you sit on something, you're going to get tired of it, and I mean, that just sucks. It kind of loses all of its fun.
Speaking of that, though, do you guys have any more stuff that you wrote during this pandemic that didn't even make this album?
We probably already got like 10 songs in the making.
Yeah. While we were recording, tracking everything, we would just get together and goof off, and there were days like we could get Purvis for a little while and just knock out all the bass stuff, but even then he was, doing what he had to do, not getting out as much as possible. And I had like a boxed in area of keyboards, so I'd be like doing like real simple bass stuff on one hand, and because I'm not like a great keyboard player or anything, but like real boneheaded keyboard stuff on one hand with the bass, and then simple lead lines or like just chords or something in the background. And that was interesting. I miss Purvis like a lot because I couldn't really do anything else. But I've lied to you on the show before and didn't mean to. Like the first interview, we were like, man, super heavy stuff after Pursuit of Happiness, and we saw how that went.
Yeah.
So I will say right now, and just from what we can tell, it's a little bit gothy sounding. Like it's different.
Wait. So is this another lie, or is this another cover up, or?
I surely hope not.
We'll never tell.
Oh goodness, lies on BODS Mayhem.
We're doing a whole country album.
Oh goodness. Well, hey, BODS Mayhem Hour does not condone country music either. There we
Does
go.
not condone country music or lying.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just going to get a tractor, see what happens.
Tractor and a 6-pack of Bush, and we'll see where it goes.
Oh goodness! Now Purvis in on this. Lord, it's done went to hell when Purvis gets on this. He's already hollering bitches and hoes, not even drunk, and there he is. Oh, bitches and hoes. Yeah. Goodness gracious!
That's what's on the brain.
Only you, Purvis.
Listen, life is like a sandwich. No matter how you flip it, the bread comes first. You know what I mean?
Wow, I will clip that for a. Yeah, that's going to be clipped now. That every time he comes over here, there's something that's being clipped for bloopers, and that's another one from Beaumont. It's priceless, dude. He needs to be my wingman, I swear. Lord of mercy. So back to non-lying again here. So has the pandemic affected you guys as far as a band, or pretty much no?
Well, we were trying to like be a little more serious because we were sitting on something that I felt like people would like a lot. I bought a planner, and we had a bunch of shows booked, and it was like almost every weekend for like a solid 3 months in Lexington, and then like we didn't get to do any of them.
And then there was the fact that I couldn't be there a lot of time. I really had to fight to come and do what I had to do with these guys as far as recording went and practicing went. Yeah, it was a struggle for sure, but the good news is I think things are looking up now. We finally got it out, and hopefully it keeps going up from here.
So what's impressed each of you about making this new album, Everything Means Nothing to Me, which is not heavy, since somebody told me and got my hopes up on this stuff. But what's impressed each of you or excited you guys the most about it?
I would say just how fun making this record was, because making Prisoner was the worst time of my life. Yeah. It was just terrible.
I remember that.
It was so awful. And then, I don't know, everything on this record. I mean, it started out in a really bad place, but, it became one of the greatest times of my life already.
So did you guys just let the album take it to where it wanted to go instead of you forcing it this time?
Yeah, definitely.
I would say, honestly, I agree here. It was definitely a lot of fun for me. I personally believe everyone was in a much better state of mind collectively. Yeah, pandemic kind of made it harder to record, but as far as recording itself went, real smooth. I don't think we had really any major hang-ups.
Any tracks standing out more to each of you than you right now on this album? I know it must change every time you listen to it or every time you talk about it. Do you guys have any that stand out for each of you possibly?
honestly, Jesus Loves Me and How are probably my favorites. Like, I don't know. I've always wanted to do like some type of like old school emo stuff, and I got to scratch that itch a little bit. And Genetic Flaws, I'm really proud of that. Like, I just kind of was goofing off and pulled the instrumental together on that, and Dylan was like, all right. And he ended up making like one of my favorite songs we've ever made out of that. It was awesome.
When we were writing that song, actually, like I was sitting in the floor with the drum machine running through my pedals. I ran it through a DS1 and was using the distortion as a filter on the drums.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, your parents must hate us, because I was sitting there for like 2 hours just just because I remember we went walking that night or something, and it was already at like 12 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
we came back from walking around town with John, yeah.
I would say, personally, one of my all-time favorites so far has to be the final track, Over Again. I don't know what it is, but every time I listen to it, I just get this overwhelming feeling of just absolute nostalgia. And Everything Means Nothing to me. I swear, that song, the chorus, everything about it is just circling my head constantly. Barney's song also hurts in just the right way. It hurts to the point where it feels like you needed it. It's something you need to hear.
Yeah, like honestly, I saved working on the vocals for that one last because I knew I'd just be super depressed working on it. Like I saved that one for last, and I didn't want to like tune it and mess it up or anything. So like I babied that one really hard, and I also, saved it for when I wasn't like already a little bit upset. So I wasn't like laying in the bed for like 4 days afterward.
Oh, good God.
I think lyrically, Barney's song is just otherworldly to me. I'm super proud of that song. And then Delta Quadrant. That one's really cool to me because I'm not really used to doing any lead guitar parts. I kind of let, Mark take off with that stuff. I'm not too confident of a guitar player, so like that part is me and Mark both kind of doing the same thing, but harmonizing with each other, so it's kind of cool. I don't know, just getting that kind of cool part.
So
Cool like that.
So being the two guitarists in the band, how well do you guys work off each other? Because that means like, should Evan do the lead guitar or Mark, you should do the lead guitar? How do y'all switch that up? Who wants to do it, and how do you decide this?
Well, I think Mark's really good with basically anything. It's like textural stuff. All right, we're going to use this chord and this and this and this. And it's like, for me, it's just kind of finding, not like an insignificant part or whatever. It's just, what can I do that's not stepping on Mark or whatever.
Not just
it's
straight
like,
up power chords.
yeah, and just what kind of textural part, I guess. What can I do to compliment him, I
don't know. I wouldn't even consider myself like a lead guy. Like I think of these records like Turnover, Peripheral Vision, and weirdly enough, like Flower Boy by Tyler the Creator, like that kind of guitar playing, like just the texture, and like it just feels good. And I try to do that kind of stuff. And I honestly, on the stuff we've been writing where I've been playing keyboard, I feel like that's going to be interesting because it's all Dylan and Evan are both doing the heavy lifting on guitar. So far. So I don't lie to you again, so far.
Do you guys see the growth between each album to this one from where you start? I mean, it has to be like from A to 0.
Yeah, honestly, I was a little worried recording this one. I was like, I don't know. I was really proud of Prisoner, but like honestly, like I'm so proud to have even got to play on this record. Like it was, I feel like it turned out really good, and without doing something entirely different, I wonder if we can even top it.
So was there a song that you guys were working on that was brought to the table that totally ended up different sounding from start to finish?
I've got a good one. Mark and I were sitting upstairs one night. We were working on Over Again. And in a stroke of genius, he pulls out this this old Korg synthesizer from like the 80s. And
it's Dylan's. He just left it at my house.
Anyway, like, I swear, we were trying to figure out what we could do to fill it in, because what we had a lot of this ambient, textural stuff going on. We had the beat, we had everything like that. We had some of the vocals. but there was nothing that made it stick out. In a stroke of genius, Mark wrote this lead. He played this lead part, you know, and it was kind of this descending part with this. I can't even describe the sound of it, but it really just changed the whole entire texture of the song, and it made it really stick out.
Well, I mean, I'm not a genius or nothing, but thanks.
Absolute stroke of genius, I'm telling you.
But it's moments like that I kind of worry about, because we had one sound on that, and then sounds from two entirely different synths, and it's like layered together. So I was kind of freaking out about like playing that live, because I don't really know how we're going to do that and it sounds spot on.
So how long did it take to record this album again? Was it like a month, you said, or even shorter than that?
Probably about a month and a half, I think.
Yeah, probably around a month or 2 months, something. It really didn't take that long.
Do you guys ever go back to the other two albums to possibly refresh yourself to see what you want to add differently to new albums, or no?
More go.
Yeah, there's a joke between us all, like we're going to open all our copies of Pursuit of Happiness, take the disc out, and then like burn our own copies with just 20 copies of Go on it, and then like wrap them in like saran wrap and go try to sell them like that.
Oh, God.
The Go Mega Mix.
The joke is Go is bad. That's not a joke. It's a bad song. They joke and say that I'm responsible for that I said to put it on the album. I don't remember that.
You did.
But
I think they told me in
so
secrecy
you know.
that you did.
Okay, well,
I'm pretty sure. Mark told me that it
said
could be a
the
lie
pandemic
again.
and all our shows getting canceled was the result. It was like the universe saying, like, all right, you wrote Go. You deserve this. Your shows are canceled. You know?
Yeah, Mark told me that you was responsible for it. That could have been another lie as the other things he's told me. So
Can't trust him,
I know you can't. I'm looking at him right now with the evil eye.
I really don't even consider Pursuit of Happiness an album in a way. I think it's more like a demo type thing, though.
Yeah,
I like having it because it's like that's definitely a growth moment. Like listening to that album and then coming back to like the new stuff, it's crazy, especially for John. Like man,
Yeah, that was his first album he produced, right? I thought so.
Yeah, that was like literally the first thing he produced. But like, hold on, let me read the question and rephrase it. Did you ever go back to the other two albums to refresh yourself? See what you
This is what are you reading? This is an interview.
I was wanting to make sure what I was saying was relevant. I'm sorry, but I will go back to these parts, and like I'm not like necessarily wanting to change anything, but things we do slightly different live. I'm like, wow, I don't remember recording that guitar part like that, or oh, I don't remember like that vocal sound, or I don't like it's like weird. Like the occasion we break out playing Sensation. Like the bridge, like that entire section is like entirely different because we do it with this weird like polyrhythm thing and like just Jake going ham on it. Like it's weird just going back and listening to how we recorded it. I don't know.
The multi-talented Jacob.
Wish he was here. I think he's in Moorhead right now with his parents.
with the old ladies.
I miss my papa.
So you guys worked again with John Chaney on this, of course. How comfortable are you guys working with John, and how much does he just let you do your own thing before he steps in and says, hey, let's try this?
I would say that we kind of do it all, and then whenever he steps in, he's either like, yeah, this is good, or he says, this sucks, and you should probably change it a little bit. It's not more like he forces his hand or anything like that. He's just kind of like, I don't know about this part, though.
It's kind of an outsider's opinion kind of thing.
You definitely need that.
Yeah, like I feel like this time around especially, he's just let us take the reins, and he was like, all right, I'm going to do the mic placements, or all right, this guitar tone sucks, we're going to change it. But other than that, for the most part, he barely chipped in on a lot of it.
Okay, so this is from my other interview. I didn't take this out and change the name. So I'm going to, my fault, Mark. I apologize for being a dick to you during this interview because now it falls back on me. All right.
Man, there's always got to be one lightning rod. I mean, it is what it is, man.
So, what do you hope everybody takes away, or message you hope they hear while listening to the new album, Everything Means Nothing to Me, or just any of Mirrored Images music in general? What do you guys hope to get from it?
Obviously, our songs are pretty depressing in a way, but I hope they take away the hope that comes from these albums at the same time. Because I think that's always the thing of it. Because it does start off on a really, from a really bad place. But over again is kind of the hopeful high note at the end.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like thinking, even though, throughout this whole song, it's kind of like me dissecting every problem in my life and stuff like that. But it's kind of a way of saying, it's, I was really messed up for a while, and I can turn it around, so can you.
It's so good how music could just be therapy, and everything you want to say, you can get it out there in that song and say, fuck everybody else, and there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I got to add this song because I figured you'd forget it. I don't know, the takeaway from the lyrics, high school is not literally about being in high school. It's about like the Wallflowers, Three Marlenas thing, like just striving for something normal.
High school is not about high school.
It's about watching TV. I literally was thinking...
one verse is about, like, from the actor's perspective, one verse is about, like, watching TV to escape life.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think everybody, especially nowadays with the pandemic and stuff, which that kind of worked pretty well considering, because I wrote it before the pandemic, but...
Mirrored image started COVID.
Yeah. But
it's all our fault.
I knew damn, I knew it had to come up a holler somewhere. Jesus.
I mean, me personally, how I've escaped a lot of bad times in my life is from TV, and TV probably is more of an influence on my music than music actually is. It's like you start watching a show almost, and it almost feels like they're your family. Like after, when you go and binge watch a whole series of something, you fall like in love with the characters and you're watching it and you almost feel a part of whatever situation they're in. And I think that everybody's looking for an escape so hard, now especially, that
I get that.
I don't know, it's a weird thing.
No, I totally get where you're coming from. I mean, you sit down. When I quit my job a long time ago, I binge watched Sopranos.
Yeah, that's why the last lyric is like, what is it? Show me.
What, in the chorus?
No, the last line of the second verse, vicariously living through a screen.
Yeah, something about understanding the demand for vicariously living through a screen.
Help me understand the demand for vicariously living through a screen. It's kind of like, what is the reason for that? Why can we not face reality?
I'm waiting for the perv to add his in here because I'm waiting for another clip.
Oh man, I'm ready for his next drop the mic moment. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh God. Well.
Basically.
Brother Mean Gene. Mark 2.0 over here.
Okay. Well, honestly, this album is, in my opinion, it's pretty bittersweet. Because if you take it at face value, you hear someone who just sounds really upset with himself. But if you're willing to listen to it deeper, if you're willing to take the time to really understand, there's a lot of hope to it. There's a lot of hope because it basically says to me, yes, this bad thing happened. Yes, I got to look at myself and see where I'm at fault. But what can I do to make it better? What can I do to improve myself and move on? That's basically what I think a good takeaway is, because it should say to people, I think people should know that it doesn't stay bad forever.
So do you guys think that concerts and festivals will have the same impact as before with sales and attendance? Or do you think this has really hurt it in the long run before people getting back out? Or do you think they're going to appreciate it more when we are able to get out?
I feel like it's like strongly either way. I feel like it'll either be like at first people will be really hesitant to come back out to that kind of stuff, with understanding.
Sure.
But also I feel like if it's like, all right, yeah, we have a vaccine that actually like won't kill you or do anything to you, make you grow a third eye, people will like appreciate doing like little tiny things like that, like going out and watching a concert or going to the movies or just you go so long without something, then you're just like, I can do this. Like, I'm allowed to do this now.
Very good point for that, actually, because today, they started that ban thing again on you can't come in and eat at restaurants.
Right.
And I totally forgot about it. I went to Mi San Felipe, which is the greatest restaurant of all time. Shout out to my boy Andreas. And
I love him so much.
He's
the best.
I couldn't eat there, and I was like, damn it. Because like this makes the 5th day in a row I think that I've ate at me San Felipe, and I couldn't go in today, and it made me sad.
How big is social media, podcast, and live streaming during this pandemic for a musician or for a local band, guys?
I mean, I think in general, pandemic or not, it's bigger than your music. Having a really good online presence and stuff like that is more important than being a good band at this point. Because, I mean, music is only like 1% of what your job is as a musician. I can't stress that enough, because I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to do the online stuff. That sucks. That's not how music should be. But it's the biggest point, and that's how we've got the majority of our fans is from online. And you have to take it seriously and treat it like you would a job, you know?
Just rebuttal for that. It's weird. It's like, you know, back in the day, the old model, it's like you get signed to a label and you tour to promote the music. But now it's almost like you play shows to promote your social media. Like, it's just ass backwards. It's so weird.
I think a lot of bands now that are veteran bands, as I should say, they're kind of lost, if that makes sense, because they're not used to doing this live streaming, and this is all new to them, and a lot of them just can't do it. And a local band like you guys and, say, a couple others, this is right up your all's alley. This is going to help you guys out 10 times more than the veterans, you know, because you know what you're doing.
Whenever you play a show, you're looking to get 5 people, 5 new people.
Right.
And that's awesome, because playing the show is like one of the fun things about being in a band out of the 5 that are there. And it's really fun. But, you know, realistically, I may pull 5 people from a show that are actual new fans that are going to listen to us after it. But on the internet, it's like, if I sponsor an ad, I'm going to get possibly 10 in 30 minutes.
Like, we have noticed that. We've been running ads for the singles as they come out, and honestly, we should probably run some more for the album. We can talk about that later. But, like, every single time, like, we get, like, a few new messages, and it's like, oh, yeah, I saw your all's ad on Instagram. I love your all's stuff. And, yeah, you know, it's crazy even not to be able to go out and play, or, you know, not go out and do much of anything and just say, all right, yeah, here's this online, and hopefully somebody finds it. I will say, we ran the ad for high school, and it was one of the funniest things. We had a boomer comment. It was like this, because we're all in the clown makeup and stuff. The guy goes, "What the hell is this? NOPE?" And John went on there and trolled him. It was a funny time.
Wow, they can spell nope.
I think what's cool about running the ads is, I mean, people that know us personally are like, "Oh yeah, I went to high school with that guy, local band." You know, it's like, nobody really takes you that seriously if they know you, I think, unless, you know, they're friends with you or whatever. But, I mean, having the videos that we do and being lucky enough to have the people that, you know, produce and make the videos for us or whatever, it's like, when people see that, you know, as an ad or whatever, it's like, oh, they kind of look professional, you know?
Yeah.
In a way. And I think that helps us a lot online.
So what about since Prisoner, how much of an audience have you gained through social media and things like that, man? Have you saw a difference?
Oh, yeah, I would say a ton. Even like in our hometown, so to speak, because I get recognized at the mart sometimes and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. It really is.
It's really weird, especially because, like, you know, you're out shopping and stuff, and some guy's like, "You're Dylan Belcher?" Yes.
You gonna kill me?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why? Like, you do something. I remember the greatest encounter I've ever had. I know you guys know the story, but I was working at Wendy's for like 5 years, and I just recently got a new job, thank God. But so I was taking orders up front, and this guy comes in. You know, he's got a good beard. He's wearing some camo and stuff like that. And
a good beard. I've never heard a guy ever say he's got a good beard.
I mean, it was a good beard. It was gracious. It was long. It was full.
Fabio Beards, was that what it was?
It was just a really good beard. But he came, you know, I was taking the order and all that stuff. And then right at the end, I was like, you know, have a good day, sir. And he goes, "I don't love you anymore." Looked me dead in the eyes. And I was like,
"Oh, Lord.
Excuse me?" And he said, "I don't love you anymore." And I said, "Okay." And he was like, "You know, like your band?" And I was like, "Yeah, have a good day."
Why couldn't he just said, yeah, that, hey, that's because you're a band, so I don't love you no more.
Yeah.
When were we dating? What happened?
It was a really interesting way to approach me, I'll say that. But I didn't know. I felt like a jerk afterwards in a way, but I was so stunned by it, I was just like, have a good day.
So how fun was it making the video faking it? Because I want to talk about that a little bit because it seemed pretty cool, and I'm glad it looked very professional for a local band to do something like that. That was very, very cool. Kudos to you all on that.
Man, that all that goes to Todd Branham. He's the man. He went to Moorhead with our drummer Jake. We lucked out like hard. We got to at the building. We filmed the high school video and the Faking It video. We filmed for Jesus Loves Me, and we don't know if we're going to release it or not. But
why not?
I don't know. He tried saving it. It's like we wanted like an all white background. It looks like we got like blankets hanging up.
Basically, we didn't think through what we were trying to do.
Yeah,
it happens.
But he gave us a good deal on it. We got to borrow that building all weekend free of charge. Like we just got to knock it out. Now, the high school video took an entire day, but that was just more fun than anything. I almost put my eye out putting the makeup on. Like I couldn't see for like an hour. It was terrible. But other than that, it was a really fun day.
We'll say, while it was fun, I do not advise anyone to wear a clown suit or clown makeup for more than maybe a few minutes, if you can even do that, because it just immediately became not fun within 30 minutes of actually doing stuff.
John Wayne Gacy loved it.
Yeah, like we've had a few people be like, "Oh yeah, the clown band," and I'm like, I don't know whether that's a compliment or not, but thanks.
Oh goodness, the clown band.
I didn't really think that through because I'm sure we were all thinking at the same time, like that was our homage to the Cardiacs.
Yeah.
But then, like some guy, I think he even commented on the videos. He was like, "I like the song, but I'm not down with this John Wayne Gacy shit." And I was like, "Oh crap! I didn't even think about that."
Listen, a friend of mine saw that and immediately photoshopped all of our heads onto a bunch of sexy clown bodies.
Oh my god!
That was the greatest piece of Photoshop art I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't know that I would see something like that and immediately think like, I want to put these on like really nice women's bodies.
Yeah, really.
I'm glad that's the first thing that somebody's mind went to.
In
perverts.
Sorry.
In the age of the internet, anything's possible. And
That's true.
In mentioning that, though, it is crazy, like, coming off, like, thinking about Pursuit of Happiness and where we are now. It's like, and having, like, with the contest we have and with the drawings of Purvis that everybody did and, like, how much fan participation we actually have with our band. It's really cool.
Also, while we're on the contest thing, like, I mean, we've goofed off. It eventually just kind of became more of a, oh, yeah, everybody has to take us seriously, and we went real hard in that, and it came across as disingenuous, and I feel like people felt that. But now that we're just like, oh, yeah, we're going to goof off, because, I mean, like, we're just, that we can't be serious. But, I mean, it comes across as genuine and fun and stuff, and we've had a lot of fun with like the social media and like interactive stuff, and that cover contest. Like I didn't even realize this, but our buddies in Ghost Pilot, go check them out. They later told me, they were like, yeah, we wouldn't have been a band had we not done that cover contest, and like that's just insane to me.
Really?
Yeah, like, that's what they said. They covered Internet Boy, and then they just got together and had an EP ready in like 2 weeks.
Jeez.
They make music so fast, and it's insane.
Like nobody can keep up with that.
No.
Oh yeah,
they've been a band for like 7 or 8 months, and they've already made an EP and an album.
There you go. You get the right chemistry. You catch lightning in a bottle, and that's all it is, man. So hook up with those guys as much as you can.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah, I know them old boys. Like I talk to
I know them old boys.
I talk to BJ all the time. Like I ask him how on earth he does it so fast, and he's just always got him in his brain, because punk and metal is his very being.
Yeah, like I mean that's his thing though. Like he's just into everything. Like he could probably turn on like anything around him. He's like, oh yeah, I like this a lot. Like he's done everything from like rap to like a comedy record to like indie acoustic music to Ghost Pilot, which is like a punk metal with like a little bit of like folky stuff thrown in. Like it's crazy.
What's the comedy album they did? It's so awesome.
Chuck and Bobby Dale.
Yeah, Chuck and Bobby
It's
Dale.
awesome.
I'll check that out.
So fun.
That is amazing.
I will say, I think Jordan McCown said it perfect. He said, high school embodies you as a band. The
Yeah.
video for high school.
He was like, man, the rave video and the high school video, like that's your all's personalities. Reeling it back in.
If you think about it, like if you watch the High School Music video, each one of us had like a little thing. Like Jake had the puppet show, Dylan had the dance thing, and Dylan does that dance all the time. Like that's just something. It's like you turn on a song, it's like, please do that.
Yeah, like we'll just be standing out in my driveway smoking cigarettes and goofing off and shit, and like he just turns around and like he's just got his arms crossed and he's going to town like tap dancing or God knows whatever he's doing.
I remember one thing Purvis said, because like in my part, like I had my eyes like really big or whatever. Purvis, one time we were outside and he's like, "You've got like the perfect bug eyes." And I was like, dude, what does that even mean? And he's like, no, it's not a bad thing. He's like, your dad has big eyes, you have big eyes. I was like, you've just insulted my entire like family line.
Guys, how can folks stay in touch with you, buy this new album, all kinds of stuff that you guys have coming up, whatever? What can they do? And are you guys going to be doing any live streaming possibly shows?
We would like to. We've actually talked about, I don't know if it's possible right now, but buying a third interface to like chain them all together and like record live and like film it, have 2 or 3 good camera angles. If we like the audio enough, we can put it on Spotify, put it on YouTube, all that stuff. We've really thought about that. And I don't know, the live streaming thing, we've tried it. Our buddy Pierston Hobbs had us, and it was a train wreck on our end. Like, I don't think it went all that well, to be honest, but it was a fun experience.
In the video, you can see the keyboard just drop.
Yeah, we had a keyboard stand mess up on us, and it just fell on the floor. It was not a good day on our part, but I'm glad he had us there. And
Man
also
down.
shout out to Pierston Hobbs. He's a great guy.
Man down.
Yeah, that audio was killing me, man. You could hear my poor bass and that poor DI actually eating shit the whole time.
We run tracks for like the keyboard stuff that we can't play live. He didn't even have it in.
Oh, no.
So like we were just standing there like in like the intros of songs that are just tracks until we all come in, and it was just nothing until Jake starts drumming, and yeah, we were just standing there like staring at each other like we'd never played before or anything. Like it sucked.
The best part was Dylan. I remember Dylan. First song or two, when the monitors didn't come on, he looked at me and had this expression like, "Oh no."
That was fun.
It was still a fun show.
Before you guys get out of here, would you care to do another promo for the show, if you don't mind?
We are Mirrored Image, and you're listening to
BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Hour podcast. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and all the links that we're associated with. And trust me, we're just about on every platform that's out there. And we got some more good stuff coming up. Also, get out and check out Mirrored Image. Pick up all their albums, plus their new album. You will not be disappointed. Guys, I just like to say this for you guys. Get out of here. I'm very impressed from album to album what you guys do, and you're not pigeon-toe yourself to one rim or whatever. You guys are still going outside that box and staying true to what you want to do and not do what somebody tells you to do. And I think that's the coolest part about this band. So kudos to you guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you having us a third time too.
Yeah, within the past 3 years, man, you've always stuck by us.
Yep, and I always will do it. I will always do so. You know, I don't sugarcoat nothing. It's if I tell you you're on the show, you're on the show. There may be some rescheduling, but you will be on the show. So, life happens, but kudos to you guys, of course.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.